Hey guys, Kris Jones, episode 65 of Ask Me Anything. Today I'm going to share with you number 3 in my 4-part series on life hacking. The previous 2 could be summed up like this. Number 1, your human potential is a coiled spring. You may or may not know it, but you can accomplish things and experience things way beyond not only your expectations, but beyond the expectations that anyone has for you. And I share with you in episode 63 about that. The second one that I shared with you is this idea that time is an illusion. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be spending more time, the limited time that we have, in doing the things we care most about. And in video 64, I shared that. In today's video, we're going to kind of dive a little bit deeper on a topic that I've brought up in previous videos. You really have a choice in life. It's to think about where you're at right now and the life that you've led and interpret it in a way that's either empowering or disempowering. The idea is that we have the ability to change our stories in ways that are empowering. And often, if you aren't getting the results that you want in life, or if you come up with a bunch of excuses, aka excuse-itis, about the shoulds that you want to do in your life, it's probably because you have a really shitty story that you look to a lot of outside reasons for why you don't have what you want or why you're not happy. And that's okay. I think we're all human, and I don't believe that life is easy, and I believe that you really have to grab it and really be conscious about it in order to make it work for you. And that's why I want you to think for a moment about just the last 12 months of your life, and ask yourself, how's it gone? What's the story that immediately when I ask you that question starts going off in your head? If it probably hasn't gone the way that you've wanted it to, you probably immediately, because we're all human, you probably will start to blame others or look to others as the reason why things aren't going the way you want it to. But here's the great thing about getting sort of owning up to the stories we tell ourselves about whether or not we can or we can't do something, or why we don't have something. The reason why I think this is so critical is easy. We could change our stories. We could rewrite our stories. No, I'm not crazy. Trust me. I want you to think back over the last 12 months. And if you can't think, like if things are just going great and everything that you've wanted to accomplish or experience or achieve has gone the way you wanted it to, or you're happier than you've ever been, awesome. Think back 5 years. Good, you've had a good year. But think back 5 years. I really want you to connect with the power of stories. I want you to realize that there was a point in your past where something's probably happened that wasn't what you wanted to happen, right? That happens. But I want you to get connected to that. So find that story. This is a potentially emotional topic. I mean, there are some things that happen to all of us throughout the course of our lives that are emotionally jarring. We're in the moment we think, like, how the heck are we going to ever get through this? So this could be emotional, but I want you to connect to that story. I want you to connect to, what I think we would all agree would be a challenging time of your life, or a negative part of your life. And I want you to really connect with that story. And I want you to just ask yourself, is the story you have around what happened, right? Is it an empowering story, or is it a disempowering story? And feel free to literally just take out a notepad or whatever and write down the story. You may get emotional, you may start crying, and that's cool. I've gone through this exercise where I've totally lost my shit and totally got emotional. And I think that was helpful because it you know, that negative emotion, that emotion helped me understand that, you know, at the end of the day, what had happened has actually made me a stronger person. What had happened has now given me the insight, like it or lump it, to handle a similar situation in a more empowered way, in a stronger way. That negative situation has given me and empowered me to help others who might be going through a similar situation. And ultimately, that's the whole purpose of this AMA, is to help you guys, you know, realize that at the end of the day, our destinies aren't shaped by the shit that happens to us, but how we interpret the shit that happens to us. Change your story, change your life. I'm not going to leave you right there, because this is not just an exercise in the past, right? This is not just, you know, if you didn't do the exercise, which I challenge you to do, go back 12 months, go back 5 years. If the last 5 years of your life have been great, go back 10. I think you get the point. But this is not, this idea of changing your story is as much about going back and rewriting in an empowering way, as much as it is realizing the power that you have right now as stuff happens to us from this day forward, to interpret that story in a way, to basically write it in a way that's empowering. That's my challenge for you guys. I hope you found value in this video. I have been using this life hack for years to be able to come into work every day and hopefully be positive around my coworkers, allowing me to go home at night after a tough day at work and still be there for my kids. Listen, I'm far from perfect, but together, you know, we could live a life, you know, where we're closer to our fully achieved potential. That's what I want for you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.